Hi, I'm Chris Sonkel. I'm part of the MS Agronomy Distance Learning Program. Today I'm going to show you some of the different drones that are available in 2024. So first off, we're going to start off with a DJI Phantom 4. So this drone has been around for several years, but it's one of the most common that you'll see out there, whether it be at the farm gate or co-op or even intern scouting with. So as you can see here, it's not all that large. It has the basic camera on a gimbal there with a multitude of different sensors all across the sides. This is a drone commonly used, if you want to go out there, see, do I have a broken tile line? Do I just, what's the health of my field? Just a basic imagery drone that can be used in everyday agriculture or even just everyday life. As you start to move up in the world of drones, you can come to something like this, which is a DJI M350 RTK. So it has RTK capabilities. So as you saw with that one, in size comparison, there's a big difference. We start to get into this. This is all actually carbon fiber. Also has a lot more sensors on it. So if you see across the entire top here and across the front, each one of these is sensors. Really neat piece with this is these also have the ability to attach different cameras to them as compared to something like the Phantom. So what we have here is actually a Centera thermal sensor. So this is the camera that actually gets mounted to this drone for everyday use. Something they were actually using this drone for this year with this sensor on it was to look for tar spot in corn for early detection. Still kind of in the early stages of looking at that, but the hope was they could sense the corn color change earlier on than when you could see it visually with the eye. Another aspect of this is you start to get into a much more advanced controller for a drone like this. Something like this can retail you north of $20,000 depending on how you get it set up. But this gives you an idea of kind of what that looks like. So something that I find really interesting is when you're comparing something like the RTK drone versus like the Phantom, is so you've got this battery, which, about the size of my hand, whereas that one takes 2 to run, and you can see there starts to be quite a bit of size comparison difference. So lastly, we will look at as big as drones almost get to this standpoint. So this is actually a T40. Here in 2024, they actually came out with the T50, so there is a slightly bigger model than this. But what you see here is the configuration right now is actually for spreading, whether that be a cover crop or some type of seed out there, maybe even a fertilizer. That's kind of how this is set up. This can also be set up as a sprayer, so all that is this component right here can be swapped out for either operation that you're doing. To give you a little bit more of the size comparison difference, so we actually have one of the propellers, so you can see from waist to neck, it is a good sized piece of equipment, especially as you start to ramp it up. And then even if you start to compare the batteries versus the other ones, so the 4 batteries that we have for the RTK drone still don't match up to the actual size that you need to run something like the T40. So this is what we're starting to see a lot more in agriculture. Once again, starting to see that carbon fiber, a lot of plastics and all of that. So it has to have that weight reduction to be able to fly, which kind of makes it quite impressive the way it works. But similar as all the others, it's got your sensors, it's got a camera down here in the front. So from a base standpoint, they all have the same things. But as you start to scale up, there's a lot of different things that you can do with drones in agriculture here in 2024.